Hello. Hi. How you doing? It's Crystal coming to you. Just waiting for a few people to come in here today. Just wanted to have a midday discussion. You know, I'm looking at some things. I'm seeing my children and my nieces writing, and I know how we all feeling on this day. I know it's a rough time, and you know me, I'm always trying to give inspiration about something, and I'm always talking about something that touches base. And before I get into it, I guess while I'm waiting on a few people, I'll just let you know I did go for my checkup today. Everything's coming along good. Uh, any type of little minor surgery, major surgery, any type of cutting on you, whether they pick, probe, any kind of way, it's going to be an adjustment. So I'm adjusting, you know. But I am just stopping through today to give a word of encouragement. This word of encouragement might not be welcome to some of my people in my family, but I'm doing it to encourage you, whether you want to hear this or not. I'm doing it to encourage myself, too. I'm doing it to remind us all that in times like these, we have to remember the good memories. You know, a couple of years ago, on April 15th, I lost my dad. That was my rock. You know, there's a song that says about the rock. And Jesus Christ, is my rock as well. But my other rock was my dad, my parents, my family, you know. I had a very close-knit family, small family of 5. And I was near and dear to all of them. Just my sister and I left, and I talk about that a lot. It's a part of the reason that I actually am on this hope mission. I got to get back on being consistent with this. I really do, because this is a passion of mine. I know people have created tribes and movements and stuff, but this is real to me. This is real to me. Not only is it real to me, but I know it's real to you. I know if you're watching this, if you're listening to this, if you are under the sound of my voice, then you have had a time, one or another, when you have had to cope with a day like this coming up. Your day might not be today. Your day might not be tomorrow. Your day might have just passed. And again, this is definitely not to be insensitive. This is to be an encouragement, because we all have these days. I say we have to stir up the gift, instill hope, and save lives. When it comes to memorializing and remembering our loved ones, in some cases, it is not always easy. In some cases, it was a natural death. In some cases, it could have been harsh. It could have been a murder of some sort. It could have been a sickness. It could have been untimely. It could have been an infant. It could have been a stillborn child. None of them are easier than the others. I know this. I have been in many situations. I have seen many situations. But one of the things I want to encourage you to do is to remember that there is still life left in you. There is still life left in you. There are memories that you have to share. There are good times that you shared that you must tell. There are generations to come that did not get to experience those jokes, that did not get to experience the love, that did not get to experience the type of soul food gathering that you may have had with your family. Now, I know every family is not peachy cream. You have some dysfunction somewhere sometimes, and every memory is not always a good memory. But what I'm saying to you is, let's accent the positive. Let's accent the positive and remember the good times with any loved one that we are memorializing, okay? Let's remember what made us laugh. Let's remember the things they did. You know, when I go past certain places, when I hear certain songs, when I see certain shows, I begin to tell stories to my kids. I begin to tell them, oh, my dad used to do this, or remember when he did that, or remember when he said that. It is so important to do that. And I'm going to tell you something else too. I need you to know. This generation today, you're really kind of missing out on some key things here. I need you to understand, and we'll talk about it again, but I need you to really start taking more pictures, hard copies of pictures, because all this electronic stuff is not going to be leaving anything for you to show your grandchildren and their children. And it's not fair. You really have to have some pictures to show. Pictures tell the stories, and the stories deserve to be told. It will help people to understand why they act like they act. It will help them to understand why they feel like they feel, why they look like they look. The pictures will tell it. They might see themselves when they were little. So please remember to do that. Okay? Once again, I'm here to share with you today. Anyone who is coping with trying to be hopeful as they think about a loved one, as they cry those tears. Oh my God, am I there? Yes. Do I feel it? Of course I do. I had a family of 5, and I'm down to 2. Without me, that leaves 1. So yes, I'm speaking from experience. I'm speaking from my heart. I'm speaking from deep down in here. I'm telling you that regardless of how much we have to muster up, we have to share the stories. We have to tell the stories. We have to show the pictures. We have to make sure that those that did not get to meet the individuals still know about them. We got to know their legacy. We got to spread their legacy. We got to make sure they understand who they were. We got to make sure that we impart those same morals and those same values and those same ethics. We have to make sure that we make those a part of our children in the next generation. You see, what we learned back in the day, how I grew up with my parents, a lot of that is not being embedded in children today. And I have to make sure that I always remind them of certain things. So we have to remember, we have to keep going back. We have to keep drawing back. We have to keep recalling. Put the pictures up. Sing the songs. Tell the stories. Share the sad stories if we have to. Share the one that helped you to grow, the one that helped you to get understanding, the thing that helped you to overcome. Share all those things. But don't hold back. Don't hold back. All right? Just a quick message today in memory of my dad, Charles Phillips. April 15th will be an anniversary. I don't want to call it an anniversary of it's the anniversary of the day that he was promoted, that he got his wings. It's the day that he was released from the pain. He was released from trying to hold on and try to show how he did it. The man lived a good life. He left us a good legacy. He taught us well. He prepared us. He made us strong. He showed us everything we needed to know, how to be resourceful. It is now up to us to take that and use it. Every moral, ethic value that we were shown, everything that you saw through me, that you heard me tell you he did, just live it. Instead of feeling remorseful, instead of feeling sad, instead of mourning, just tell yourself, I need to still do the thing that I know my granddaddy would want me to do. I need to still do the thing that I know my daddy would want me to do. If it's a brother, a cousin, whoever. If it's someone that you looked up to, that you respected, just make sure you are still living out those things that you need to live out according to how they showed you, because they are still watching over you. They are still there. Just make sure if they showed you how to be there for your family, if they showed you that family is first, if they showed you to love your siblings, if they showed you to be there for one another, if they showed you how to make sure that you let nothing come between family, that you make sure that you always uphold each other, that you make sure that no one else comes between your family, that you make sure that when your family needs you, you are there. If they showed you those things, you just make sure you're doing what you're supposed to be doing. All right? Then you can smile on, and then you can have good memory. Then you can have good feelings, and you can say, you know what, this is the day that my loved one got his wings. And I celebrate him. Release a balloon. Release yourself. If you are still crying too hard, then you need to ask yourself, why are you crying so hard? Ask yourself what it is that you're not doing that you need to be doing, that you know that they would be telling you to do right now today. That's what you got to ask yourself. Coping and hoping is deep. It's deep. I love you. I want to tell you, keep hope alive. I'm keeping hope alive. And I sincerely encourage everyone to have a blessed day. Don't be afraid to talk about what people stood for. Don't be afraid to talk about your feelings. We must talk about our feelings. We can't keep them bottled up, okay? God is good all the time. He gives us the way to release ourselves and communicate. What you are feeling, someone else is feeling, so we have to be sure to help one another and share the love, all right? God bless you. This is Crystal. Keep hope alive. Keep hope alive. Keep hope alive. It's going to be okay. You don't have to avoid it. You can't hide it. You can't run from it. It doesn't matter. If you stay off Facebook, yeah, they give you reminders, but guess what? The reminders is right there. The reminder is right there. The reminder is right there. It's right there. You're always going to have reminders. You can't get away from reminders. Life is... It's going to have these memories. And each year gets even easier because each year you're supposed to get stronger. Each year you're supposed to get wiser. And you're supposed to understand how to share. You're supposed to understand each year how to take your loved one. Thank you so much for the heart. And someone just joined me. Hi, how are you, Melody? Melody, I'm sharing with individuals today how to just continue to remember the thing that their loved ones left with them. You know, tomorrow's the anniversary of my dad's death, and I know that a lot of us are feeling it right now. And I just wanted to encourage anybody who is coming across an anniversary of a loved one passing to not let that be a sad time, but let that be a time to memorialize them, to talk about them, to share with the children the things that we learned from them. We can't let them leaving us in the flesh. We can't let their life be in vain. We cannot let all the values and the things that they share with us, we cannot let that go to the wayside because they're not here. They embedded that in us, and now we have to pass it on. So I was just sharing that we got to continue to share the stories. You know what I'm saying? We can't focus on the negative. We got to focus on the positive. We got to laugh a little. If the song comes on that used to be daddy or brother or granddaddy's song, let's share how daddy used to dance, what he used to do. You know, talk about those things, and let's instill some of those same morals and values and keep passing them on. I also shared with this generation that they need to make sure they have pictures, tangible pictures, because they won't have nothing to show their children with all this Snapchat and Facebook Live and electronic stuff. There needs to be a picture so somebody can see themselves when they were little, so they can say, oh, wow, I look just like them. They need to be able to identify themselves. You know what I mean? So this scope today was to let people know that we have to continue to talk about our loved ones. We have to continue to think about our loved ones. We have to continue to, anytime something comes to mind, keep them a part of our life. Keep them a part of your life every day. Although they are not here, they are still there. You can't see them, but you can feel them. And when things happen, trust me, they are with you to remind you, yes, they are. You know? So that's it. Just trying to but a little hope. Give a little hope. I'm doing okay right now, and I'll check you people out later. All right. Thank you for stopping through.